Hello, everyone. My name is Hajia Amina, popularly known as Her Excellency. We're very sorry we have technical difficulties, so we're trying to work on that right now because I'm having issues with bringing in the guest from Nigeria, and her name is Nigerian celebrity chef Bashira Giwa. We might need to go on Instagram. However, I'll let you guys know the state of the situation as soon as possible. I'm very sorry about this. Thank you very much for your understanding. So I'm still trying to have Basira log in because I don't know what's going on. We're having technical difficulties. Sorry about that. I'm still trying to get Basira from Nigeria to log on right now. Thank you for your patience. So thank you, everyone. We've been having technical difficulties. Sorry about that. We're trying to get Basira Giwa from Nigeria, and I'm not sure if probably they do have some technical difficulties down there. So I'm sorry about that, but we'll be fine. If we're not able to do it on Facebook, we're going to move it back to Instagram. So I just wanted you guys to know that we're here, but unfortunately, Basira Giwa is not able to join. So I'm still trying to figure out how and what to do. If we're not able to have her here through Facebook, I would have to send us all back to Instagram. Thank you for your understanding and sorry for all the inconvenience. Let's see. So I believe things like this happen sometimes. We never plan it, but Nigeria sometimes has difficulties in some part of Nigeria with the light or things like that. So it might be what is going on right now because she is not able to join still, but she was trying to ask me if maybe we could go on Instagram. So I'm trying to think about what to do right now, and I'm still trying to work on her Facebook to see if she would be able to join. And again, we're sorry about everything. We plan and God plans sometimes, but trust me, we're going to make sure that we cover this, even if it's not today. We do have other days that this has to happen because we have to talk about what is going on in our society because domestic violence right now is everywhere. And unfortunately, with the African community, it's like it's now known in every home, unfortunately, that is happening. And we've been told to, keep quiet and never talk about things like that. And unfortunately, if we keep doing that, victims would keep getting hurt and the perpetrators will continue doing what they're not supposed to do. A lot of people sent me messages asking if it's, what's going on. Nothing is going on. You do not have to be a victim before you can advocate. I advocate for a lot of things, not just domestic violence. So I do believe that we need to start talking, we need to start speaking, and we need to start nipping it in the butt. If things are happening, then we need to face it. If we are saying that we are leaders, then we should prove it and stop all the bad things happening. In a lot of homes right now, kids are not safe because of domestic violence. In a lot of families too, women and men are not happy. I've heard a lot of stories about men and women that are going through domestic violence, but yet people come online every day looking very nice and you think they have it all. No, they do not. So it's high time we stop faking things and, face reality and make sure that we as a community come together to stop the domestic violence. And if we are enabling the perpetrators, there is no way that we would stop this because it's like patting them at the back that, oh, you can keep doing what you're doing. And we need to stop all of that because it's not helping and it will never help. This generation needs to change the narrative, and we need to do, by doing that, the younger ones coming wouldn't think that marriage is not something they should go into. Marriage is sweet. However, it has to be worked on by the two people. If only one person is doing it, then you would not succeed. It's just like one person building the house and the other person destroying the house. So I'm just trying to talk a little bit while I try to figure out how we can get Basira here to tell us her story, because a lot of people were asking if I was telling my story. It's not my story. It's Basira Giwa's story. She's the Nigerian celebrity chef. She's very successful. She went through domestic violence in Nigeria and she survived it. And she wanted everyone to hear her story. And she felt that I do have a better way of making sure that everybody hears her. That is why I decided to be the one to be her voice, and so that the world can hear her story and other people can emulate what she did, how she did things to get out of domestic violence, and how she right now is helping other people, empowering other people, because she is a CEO at Laddie's Kitchen, and she does have people that are under her. So I do want to give people hope that because you're going through things does not mean that you need to look haggard, does not mean that you need to, be frustrated. I get it. Depression is real. A lot of times people think domestic violence is all about physical. It's not just physical. Domestic violence has to do with emotional abuse also. Emotional abuse is very deadly. And our society, especially the African society, we've been made to keep quiet and tolerate all the abuse, all in the name of, I do want to keep a home. I do want to be a missus. I have to be married. I would look like a prostitute out there if I'm not married. No, that narrative needs to change. I'm not for divorce, but if that is what we need to do, then we better start doing it. I would rather have people alive. I would rather have mothers, fathers alive to take care of their kids, other than, two adults not being able to work things out and killing themselves in there, all in the name of we have to make people see that our marriage is working. No, a lot of people that you think have it going do not have it going, and they would be the ones telling you on how to manage your homes. So we need to start speaking up. Abroad here, I've learned something about this place. I'm a Nigerian, but I'm also an American. So I have two cultures in me. One culture tells me it's not okay to cry, and my other culture tells me it's okay to cry. Nigeria would tell you if you cry, it's like you're a failure. No, you're not crying because you're a failure. Sometimes you cry because you're like, I've cried for this, and now it's now happening. So I want to encourage you that it's okay to cry sometimes. Because you know why? You're letting it go, and that's showing that you're healing. I'm still looking to see if Bashira is able to join, so I'm sorry. You're healing. This is not I'm not the one that should be on this hot seat today, because Basira is the one that should be telling her story. But unfortunately, I don't understand what is going on. But like we all know, Nigeria sometimes have difficulties with their electricity. So like I was saying, all of us have work to do. We cannot just sit down and keep watching, keep mute, and keeping quiet. They tell you, oh, you're not supposed to do this. Even kids sometimes are told to keep quiet. Don't say what is going on in school. It's wrong. She's still telling me I'm unable to join. Oh my goodness, what is going on? I don't know what's going on, but I didn't want to start the video without her. That was why we had the lates coming in, but she's saying that it's the Facebook settings, but I did invite her, and I'm not understanding why. Bring them on camera. Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to see what Bashira is writing. She's writing that she's unable to join. However, I have invited her here, and I don't know. I did invite you. Click on the... Sorry about that. Click on it. So I'm sorry, guys. I was a little quiet because let me see, because I'm trying to see if I can see how I can bring in Basira, but unfortunately, like I told you guys earlier on, something might be happening with her system in Nigeria. We're not able to have her on, but I'll keep trying while I'm talking. Okay. Yes, we did it. Alhamdulillah. Very good.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. Basira Giwa is here. The Nigerian celebrity chef is here. Alhamdulillah. Yes. Go. So let's start with you because it's your day. It's not about me. It's about you. So, hi, guys. My name is Her Excellency Hajia Amina. And today here we do have Chef Basira Giwa. I call her celebrity chef because that's what she is. And she's here today to empower a lot of you, not just women, even men. Trust me, I have a lot of men going through domestic violence who would come over here and tell their stories. So, you know, we need to start talking. A lot of things are going on, and people are just sweeping it under the carpet and saying that we do not have to talk about that. As a society, we have a lot of work to do. I do not believe that we're just working for money. You need to work with your society. You need to work with your community. By doing that, that's the only way that our children will emulate the good things that we're doing. So it's high time we nip it in the bud and stop domestic violence. And earlier on, before Bashira came in, I told you guys that abuse is not just physical. We do have emotional abuse, of which a lot of Africans will say, oh, that's not abuse. It is abuse. It is abuse. We have a lot of abuse. I do have it on my page. You can go through it. Not everyone knows. I did not know what some of the abuse were too in years until I started, reading through what abuse was. Because sometimes in Africa, somebody might slap you and tell you to keep quiet, and you think somebody loves you. So we need to start focusing on things that we need to focus on and make sure that we're not just telling people to enable those abusers, because that's what they are, and they are perpetrators. So it's high time we start calling them by their names and not X. So today, I would give the floor to Basira Giwa. Basira Giwa, can you please tell us how you started with your perpetrator?
Okay. Hello, everybody. Good evening from here in Nigeria. My name is Bashira Busola Giwa. I'm a chef, a celebrity chef, actually. I'm a chief executive chef of Ladid Catering and Event Planning Limited, Ladid Rescue, Ladid Kitchen. And I'm also into real estate. And I'm also into other businesses. Okay, we're here to talk about domestic violence, not about my businesses, but you need to know about my businesses also for you to know how much I did to keep myself on my feet. Now, okay, let's start from the beginning. I met my perpetrator, my ex, as we normally call them, while I was a student in the university. It wasn't my lecturer, it was my friend's lecturer. And whenever I go to pick my friends from their own lecture room so we could go to the hostel together. That was how he saw me. I didn't know until later that I wasn't the first person he saw. He saw someone first, well, now saw me and abandoned that person and focused on me. And it was later on, like after my divorce, that I knew that he threatened my friends to make sure that if I don't date him or marry him, he's gonna fail them. And I was also told by my ex-boyfriend that I was threatened. He was threatened that he was going to spill if he did not leave me alone. I just got to know about that last year. And this is my 12th year of leaving the marriage. Okay. I met him in school. Like I said, we got married after 6 months. He told me some tall tales. I was like, because he was older, and I asked him like, oh, you're old, you should be married. He said, no, he's not married, he's a divorcee. I was like, really? Are you sure? He said he was a divorcee. And I told him like, please, I don't want to marry someone that has a wife. I don't want to be a second wife. I don't want wahala because I'm not a confrontational person and I can't fight. He said, no, he's a divorcee and all that. The day I was supposed to go meet his family, we traveled to Lagos together. Before our marriage, we traveled to Lagos because he has met my family. I was supposed to go meet his own family. We traveled to Lagos together, and he told me that we got to Lagos, said his mother traveled, and his father too has traveled, and he doesn't want me to go to their house because their family house, there are a lot of witches there. They are the one that did not allow his first wife to give birth. And I was very, very young at that time. I was 23. I was very, very young and very naive. I was daddy's girl. So I listened and I said, okay. If I was like, I don't want anybody to give me a bad high or anything. So we can go back to Kwara because we were in Kwara. I went to University of Ilorin. And after we got married, December 18, 2003, was it? I can't remember because it's something I deleted from my memory.
Just okay.
He was my first ever because I was brought up from a family that we're very, very spiritual and religious, and I've read a lot of books that says that a girl that marries as a virgin will carry her family into Al-Jannah. So I was focused on that, like, oh, I want to carry my family to Al-Jannah. I love my parents so much. I want to be with them in Al-Jannah and all that. So I kept myself so much. It was my first. I got married, and on the day of our wedding day, the person that was introduced as his younger sister in our wedding was actually his wife. When I got home, she came into the room I was kept in, and she threatened me. Like, you married my husband. Nobody has dared marry my husband. I said, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't know your husband was married. Your husband told me he wasn't married. That it was a divorce. I didn't know he had a wife. And if you were not okay with the marriage, why did you come and over? I wanted to beat me. So people held her. People came in immediately and held her. And she told me that me and her, we are in a battle. That's how I was to be like, Amina Jimoh. She was like, oh, I've heard so much about you. They say you're religious, that you know Quran. I'm going to use that Quran to fight you. I said I was blind immediately. And I was so young, I started crying. And I had to call him on the phone, like, Oga, come here. This is not what we bargained. What is happening? He said, okay, we should just go out. We should drive out. So we drove out. We had to go look for something to eat. While we were eating, he was just telling me, he didn't even beg me. He didn't apologize. He didn't tell me that he deceived me. He was just telling me, just forget it. Just forget it. And I was like, I can't forget it. You have a wife. And I can't be enemies with her. He said, I have to be enemies with her. I said, I can't be enemies with anybody. I wasn't taught to be enemies with anybody. If I have a mate, I'd rather be a friend than be an enemy, because I want to live a happy married life. There's no harm. I'm a Muslim. There's no harm in having a mate, but I don't want to be enemies. I don't want a toxic environment in my life. He said, I can't trust her. It was just telling me a lot of things about her. I was young. I've never experienced this before. I never heard of it before. I had to call my mom and told my mom. My mom and my dad told me that I should calm down. That as a Muslim, I have to accept it, and I have to accept her as my sister. I should take her as my sister. So I approached her, and I told her that I didn't know our husband had a wife. He told me he was divorced. But now that we are together now, and we know, and I'm already married, you can't tell me to divorce him now. I hope we are sisters. I'm not here to ruin whatever was between you or had to eat or reduce from it. I just want to be happy, and I want us to be happy together. She just hid me, hissed, and left. Okay, the story is not about her. After 5 days of our marriage, my husband left me and traveled. He now told me to go stay with him. He's traveling for work. I should go stay with my parents. I went to my father's house. My father was like, you just got married. People should not see you here. This is not India. You should be in your husband's house. I said, you traveled. They told me to come stay here. That's why he told me to come stay here with his younger sister. My daddy now said, I can only allow you to be here for 2 weeks. I can only allow you to be here for 2 weeks. Before that 2 weeks, alhamdulillah, I got pregnant. Sorry, it's time to break fast in Nigeria. Okay, I got pregnant, and I called him on the phone that I didn't see my period, and my mom said I'm pregnant. He said I shouldn't tell anybody. But my mom told my dad, and then my dad heard that. My dad said, if he has traveled to Lagos, Lagos is where his family is. I have to go to Lagos to go and meet him. And my dad and my mom called his mom and his dad, and they told me to start coming. They said they spoke with him, and he said I should not come. That if I should come, he's going to kill me. I was like, someone we spoke on the phone. When did that one start? What? I don't understand what is happening. I got to Lagos. That was how the fight I've never seen in my life started. And he started beating everybody that was blocking him, throwing them away to reach me. And when he got to me, he started kicking me in that stomach that I said I was pregnant. And this was a man that has never had a child before in his life. And he was married for 14 years before he married me. And he didn't have a child. I was like, is he possessed or something? His mom was now shouting, no, he's been possessed. This cannot be him. How would someone that wants a child be doing this? Is possessed. This is not him. This is not him. His younger sister now carried me and took me to a house. I still did not stay with my husband. After long and short, My dad too had to be calling. My dad was like, he's coming. His mom and his dad said, no, I shouldn't come. He shouldn't come. They shouldn't worry. They're going to sort it. Because I had to call my parents. I've never been in this kind of situation before in my life. So every details I was sharing with my parents. We settled that at a point. Then I went back because school had to resume eventually. So I left his sister's house. I went back to Ilorin because I was in 200 level when I got married. I was in 200 level when I got married. And my daddy supported me to get married because he said that it's better to marry early than me marrying late. If I have someone that wants to marry me, it's better than, because whatever is happening in the universities, he's always scared. So if I'm married now, he won't be scared anymore. So we started building our family. And I gave birth. Even throughout my pregnancy, and while I was in the hospital. Even on my child's naming ceremony, he wasn't there. My child naming ceremony, my firstborn, he wasn't there. He said he had to travel for work. But my mom was there with me. And my mom stood by me. My mom took care of me. And he had a cousin that was staying with me. We used to call him Afa Shehu. God will bless him wherever he is. I lost contact with him. Afa Shehu was a very, very nice man. He took care of me. He would tell me, don't worry. If you want to start his wala, just lock yourself in your room. Don't worry. Shibi, you see me here. Oh, that me, I'm your husband. Shibi, I'm also your husband traditionally. I'm your husband. I will take care of you. If I said I want to eat pepper from grinding stone, Afa Shehu will kneel down and grind that pepper, cook rice for me to eat. He will say, this is our baby. I gave birth, and for peace to reign, I had to allow my mates. I had to hand over my baby to my mates. My mates packed into my own house, left our own house that they left her in. She packed into my house. She said she came to greet me. And she came to greet me, but she didn't greet me. And they told me that I have to give her my baby. And I gave her my baby. I prayed for my baby and I gave her, because I wanted peace. I wanted tranquility. I wanted everybody to be happy. I wanted us to coexist. I was working hard to make sure my marriage worked. Sorry.
It's okay to be sorry. It's okay. And it's okay to cry.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, I need to break my fast.
Okay.
So, even when I want money, sometimes I have to call my mom or my parents or my sisters to collect money. Because when I ask for money, you say, am I smoking India hemp? What do I need money for? This and that. I may need something of like 70K for my children. Either he buys it, or if I ask, he will tell me no. If I ask for 70K, he gives me 10K. So I graduated from school. I had to start work. I started with importing computer hardware and software. I don't even want to dwell into that because for that business not to succeed was behind him. He saw that I was shining the module of the business that I created, I registered the company and all that. He scattered it for me. He had to have a say in everything. He had to have a say in everything. He wanted to be in on everything. It's okay if your husband wants to be in on everything, but you should also have the business was my idea. The way I wanted to run my business was my idea, but you didn't want me to run it the way I want to run it. You want me to run the business the way you want to run it. And whenever we have a fight at home, people that I rented a office, in a 3-bedroom office in a shopping complex. It's the way to his work. He will branch out my office and use another padlock to lock up my shop. And everybody in my office area already know that we have a fight at home because my husband has been there before me to lock it up. I got pregnant with my second baby. Yeah. The occasional beatings. The beatings is not every time, but it's like when something sparks in his head and he removes his bed, start beating me. So every time I'm pregnant, most other beatings I may not remember, but the ones I remember most is the one that I have to use my head to protect my stomach so that my womb is not kicked. It's not only beaten with belts, kicked. And every time I try to run away from the marriage, people come, family members, they try to settle us, I go back. I tried to run away like 3 times. I would have left, rent an apartment, continue with my life, and people will call me, family members. My dad told him, even me, that I'm older than you, I have 2 wives and I did not keep them in the same house. You don't keep 2 women in the same house. I'm not saying you should divorce any of your wives. Don't keep 2 women in the same house. He said, yes, head, sir. And we left there. My dad told me, okay, well, I should go back. He has told him he's going to rent my own apartment for me. That I shouldn't mind that I'm the one that got that house, set it up to my taste and all that. I should go to another house, even if it is smaller. I should go because of peace. And I agreed with my dad. On our way back, he was telling me, like, so your father wants to tell me how I'll do my own family. Whatever I like, I'll do with my family. Mm-hmm. There was a day I was running away. My sister, Mrs. Olorikoba, helped me. She helped me to carry my children. So I told her that I was done. She said, oh yeah, let's go and pack your things. She took my children in her car. We went to pack my things. So while I was packing important things, my certificate and all, that was how his youngest brothers told him that I'm packing my things. He told them to stop me. They couldn't stop me because I overpowered them, you know. I was angry. So immediately he drove down. He drove down and started hitting me. And they locked me up. So my sister had to run away with my children. And he said, if my sister does not return his children, he's not going to unlock me from the room where he locked me in. He locked me in his room, in my room. He locked me, took the key. I was banging the door. I was banging the door. I had to use my second phone to call my sister. Don't release my children. I will fight to my death here. Go to your house with my children. Take care of my children. But I fought the fight. Sorry. His younger brothers and his elder sister that was living with us were trying to hold me down. I carried the four of them. I carried them together. I put them on, throw them on the floor. I sat on them and started beating them because they were trying to beat me. I said, I cannot beat my husband because it's against Sharia to beat my husband, but I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you people. While I was locked in the room, I was hearing them saying, because they call me Amina. They were now telling themselves that they didn't know that Omobota like me. They didn't know that Omobota like me had that kind of bone in my body. I was just laughing. I was ready. But that day, I knew I wasn't going to go freely. It wasn't going to allow me go freely. That was when I started to design my escape. Whatever it does, I wasn't going to get angry. So that it will not suspect that I was going to leave him. I now prayed to God 7 days, fasting and prayer. Okay. After praying, in the middle of the night, I would strip naked, roll on the floor, and I would tell Allah, Allah, I'm tired of praying that this man should die because he's another woman's son. I'm not praying for his death because I used to pray for his death that because I know he will not release me. If Shukuku die, let me become a widow so I can go my way. I'm not praying for his death anymore. But I'm praying for my freedom. Yeah, I'm praying for my freedom. If truly I'm not overreacting and this marriage is a bondage for me. This marriage is a bondage for me. Show me the way. Let everything I'm planning, let it go smoothly without anybody catching me. I saw some signs that my prayer had been answered. My grandmother lives in Ilorin, God bless her soul. I started carrying things to her house one by one. I'll carry one abajasha today, tomorrow shaving dish, another one cooler. I'll just put it in the boot of my car, drive it to her house, drop it there. I took a room in her house and I started keeping my things there one by one, one by one. Nobody knew. So he got an opportunity to go work in Qatar. I encouraged him. I prayed for it to work. I knew Allah was taking him away from me.
Alhamdulillah.
When he was in Qatar, I was even still at home because I think I was doing some things. Then I was poisoned. I was already planning because my mother wasn't in support of me leaving my husband. She wasn't in support of me leaving my husband. But I was determined to go. I had the support of a cousin of mine that was working in Glo. So he was looking for a job for me in Glo, in Abidjan. So what we were doing on the ground was getting passports for my children. So I was trying to work and look for money for passport for my children, try to gather money for passport for my children when I was poisoned. I was rushed to the hospital. Everybody that ate the food with me was rushed to the hospital with me. Even my younger brother's friend called by his mom that your friend that you go to our house, to their house, don't eat there. They said they will give you rice and beans. It's poisoned. The pastor just called me and told me that he dreamed that he ate poison. The boy told the mother that, Mommy, at our hospital. Gbogbo at our hospital, wanting to be auntie kiri won rí nǹkan tó ń ṣe auntie. While I was in the hospital, they didn't see what was wrong with me. But I knew there was a doctor that was his boss because he's a medical doctor. He's a surgeon. He had a boss. He told that boss that he wants me to get pregnant before he traveled. But he's trying to deceive me because that's the only way he could make sure that I'm still staying. So he's going to deceive me to come and see the doctor for family planning pills. But the doctor should give me fertility pills. I got there, I now cried to the doctor. I said, doctor, I know that it's not family planning pills that you want to give me. It's someone that's been disturbing me to get pregnant. It will rape me. I can't tell anybody my husband rapes me because I'm tired. I have children, and you pin me down to have sex with me. You pin me down to have sex with me, and I will quickly want to stand up so that the sperm doesn't stay in. You now pin me down that, oh, if I loan you, loan you, don't. I cried to that doctor. I told him you'll be a father. Doctor now told me that this container is a fertility pill container. I'm pouring out the fertility pill and putting your family planning pill. Make sure you don't mix it. The everyday pill. Make you do not miss it so that you won't get pregnant. So when I was poisoned and they didn't see what was wrong with me in the hospital, I was only calling that doctor's name because he's the only one that knows my history and knows what is happening to me. They may not see what is wrong with me, but I've been poisoned spiritually, and this doctor knows what I've been going through in my house. I didn't go through physical abuse alone. I was going through physical, emotional, and spiritual abuse. I fasted to the point that I had ulcer. I was poisoned anyhow. I stepped on juju anyhow, but I had God. Sometimes my business, I will lose money. Like, I don't even know. Millions. I had to tell, I was in the hospital. Ambulance, if you're conversing with Laurie, you know that General Hospital, that time, before they have the UITH now, General Hospital, where the UITH is far from maternity ward. They did tests for me in General Hospital. They didn't see what was wrong with me. They had to use ambulance to carry me to the maternity ward. That maybe it has to do with the woman system. They checked for PID. They did this, they did that. And he spoke with a doctor. They said, yeah, they are running PID tests and all that. You know what he said? Immediately he called my mom. My younger brother already called my dad that I'm sick, and they've been rushing me around. They don't know what is wrong with me. That my dad should start praying. My dad said my mom should be coming. My mom started coming. He called my mom. My mom was on the way. He called my mom that Omoyin show Shikiri Bobo Lori. Oti show Shikiri Bobo Lori. Now they said she has a PID. My mom got into the hospital. She didn't know. She didn't ask what was wrong with me. She came to my bed and she started beating me. And people were like, this woman is dying and you're beating her. She said, oh, she bought you me there, oh, she bought you family there. The nurse now asked me, clinical working on Shelley. I see my cat on Sharabi with you. Clinical working on Shelley. My mom now told her what he told her on the phone from Qatar. The nurse was like, no, don't know what is wrong with yeah, they're still checking. They've done all tests. They didn't see anything wrong with this woman. It seems she has been poisoned. They're testing her blood for poison and they can't still find the poison. And I wasn't the only person. My mom now started crying that she's sorry. And I told her that, you see that man that you took as a son, that, you know, his only 2 children God gave you. Please minus me from those children, though, because I'm no more your daughter. That man that you took as a son will be your son, because I'm running away. And I didn't intend to tell you where I was running to. If you do not come today, I wasn't dying today. That doctor came. That doctor had to go bring a malam. The malam now prayed for me. And gave me one water. I didn't know what was it. I took that water and I stood up immediately. I couldn't stand before. I stood up immediately as if something was removed from my stomach.
No, wow.
started crying, telling everybody to beg me. The doctor now told my mom what he has been doing behind my husband's back. He has been counseling me, he has been the one supporting me. That my husband must not know. That was when the cleric that came to pray for me now told my mom that he wants to speak with my dad. The man now told my dad, I know you. You're a very popular and good man, and everybody knows you. And I know you do not have more than 5 children in your life with 2 wives. If you don't want another child to die, remove this girl from my husband's house. My dad hearing that was the end. That was the end. Immediately he heard that I have left, I went to his house. I took a lorry. My friend borrowed me his events management lorry. I went to carry all my things. Everything I made with my money, including my bed, I made it with my money. I carried everything. Later on, before then, me running around trying to find passports, there was a point me and my children slept in the car. I had to return the car because the car was his. I had to return the car to him. Then my family contributed money. They got me a 3-bedroom flat. When they got me a 3-bedroom flat, he came back from Qatar. His friends, everybody were trying to sort. They were trying to settle us. So he would come to my house. They told me to allow him. He's still the father of my children. I allowed him to come. So one of the visits, he came to pick me from my parents' house. On our way back, he said he wants me to escort him somewhere. He took me to one malam. And the malam threatened me. Kilo to fifa for correctly. I was like, is this what you brought me here for? Someone you think should be pleading with you, begging with you, then I'm now being threatened. I called my mom. Now, this is what happened though. I'm not patient. In the middle of the night, I woke up for Tajud. There was no light. NEPA was gone. So I was trying to look for lamp or the phone on the church from my phone. And I saw that man in my room. The man that threatened me the day before. So that means I was taken to the man I don't know what happened. What happened was spiritual. I saw the man in my room live. I had to start reading. I had to start pointing at him, reading Yasin. And the next I felt a sting on my neck. I still have that photo because I took the pictures. I took pictures so that I would never forget. And the sting started spreading. They had to be carried from one spiritual house to the other because it can't be treated with medicine. They attacked me spiritually. They wanted to attack my neck, the sting. My dad that doesn't call people. My dad had to call people in Lorry like, wow, Enyara Lorry. He called his lawyer. His lawyer is a son of a very big sheikh in Ilorin. That one had to go to his family house and bring caliphas and big malams. When they came to check it, they said, no. After then, I had to run for my life. My dad now decided that he wasn't going to stand. I should go into seclusion. Nobody should see me. And it was during Ramadan. So, I started my own itikaf on 1st of Ramadan for 30 days. In that seclusion that I dreamt that Allah showed me that man was going to come.
Thank you, God.
Again, and he was going to come with my ex's junior sister. And I sent a note to my mom because I could not talk to anybody. I could only communicate with letter. I don't have a phone with me. I now communicated with letter to my. When they brought my food, I sent it to them that they are coming. When they tell you they are coming, before you see them, read Ayatul Kursi 7 times before you open the door for them. And it did not reach 1 hour. The man came. My mom was like, "Hey, Subhanallah." My dad joined me in seclusion. We were both in seclusion. We were praying. My mom sent a note to my dad that this is what happened. My dad said she shouldn't worry. Nothing will happen to us. Because my dad said after that seclusion, I should go into the world and be a powerful woman and be a strong woman and go make money to take care of my children. And after that seclusion, I did that. God bless my father's soul. My father supported me. They even went to meet the chief imam of Ilorin to come and beg my father because they knew my father respected him. By the time my chief imam of Ilorin came to meet my father told him my story. The man said, went back to meet them that, even one of his friends that said he knew my father from his father is my father's friend, which I didn't remember. He told him that if a father supports her to get a divorce, that means you've done too much. There's no going back. To get my father's support, my father will never, ever risk the life of his children. Not for the sake of anything, not even religion. So you can't use religion to beg him. That was how I started filing for my divorce. But I think we need to end there because today we need to end there because I need to go break my fast. I have ulcer and my stomach is already turning. We'll continue another day where we continue. Amina would organize it. I still have a lot of story to tell.
Okay.
But one thing I want people to know is that for you to leave your perpetrator, you have to decide to leave. You have to decide to leave, no matter what happens to you. If it's just to fry por favor and akara at the junction to feed your children, you will do that.
Absolutely.
If it is to be selling pure water to feed your children, you have to do that because you have to love yourself enough to live.
Yes.
It's called self-love. Nobody is going to love you more than yourself. And people will say a lot of bullshit about you. People have said a lot of things about me, and I don't care. People call me Ashewo, people call me different names, but I don't care because nobody knows my story and nobody has walked in my shoes. Nobody was beaten, nobody was attacked. I was the one that was attacked. I was the one that was beaten. While we were children, our parents punish us, they beat us because they're trying to train us. And we'll not get married when we're supposed to be enjoying the bliss. And a man will now say, is discipline. Are you my fucking father? You're not my if you have anger, if you have problem with your anger, go for anger management. Sit down in the car and cool down before you go meet your family. No woman deserves to be beaten. No woman deserves to be beaten. Even some clerics, they will say, the Holy Prophet say, you can use your lawani, you will use it to beat your wife. Did the prophet beat his wife that way?
No.
You people can copy the prophet by marrying more than one wife, but you can't copy him in being. I still have a lot to tell because there's still a lot to tell. This is not something I just told you talked about my abuse today, but I was fought through it. I'm still going to talk about it. It wasn't a journey. It wasn't an easy journey, but my cousin tells me something that I always have a tall dream. I don't just sit down and dream. I talk the walk. If I say I'm doing something, I'm going to do it. If I say I'm not doing something, I'm not going to do it.
That's my queen.
Everybody that knows me around me, a lot of my neighbors will see me, they say, Hadia, we're just praying for you every day. You're such a strong woman. Because they see no man around me and I'm feeding people. I think I'm the only person having strangers living in the house, training strangers. Children of people that I do not know, I'm training them. I do not have. But the little I have, I share. And I know how it feels not to have. That's why I have a lot of young girls I mentor. I support them because I don't want people to disrespect women. And women disrespect women. But we need to stop that narrative. We need to support each other. When I was going through all this shit, I had one of my friends in university that we always go to our house to play. She told me that she heard that I left my husband. I feel like I should go back to my husband. What kind of rubbish behavior is that? I was just looking at her like, I'm a mother. You did not even ask me what I went through. My husband was like, you should ask her what she went through. She said, never Darcy. I was just like, really? I just looked at her. But one thing I know is that if I did not leave that man, I will not be where I am today. People that I know today, I would not know them. Places I enter today, I would not have entered it. Doors that I knock today, I would not have knocked it. My sisters, my cousins that know what I went through, sometimes they see me and cry. And let me tell you, the next segment of this thing, I'll tell you how my children were kidnapped from the school that I kept them. And my children were taken from me for good 10 years. I didn't see my children for good 10 years. No mother can survive that. But I had God. Sometimes I'll think of killing myself. But I remember what my dad told me before he died. Your children will look for you. And if you die, who would they meet? Don't ever be depressed to the point that you will kill yourself. Your children will look for you. Last year, my children looked for me. My children searched for me themselves without nobody's help. If I wasn't off working hard and keeping my online cred, they might not have found me. They only Googled me and found me. They Googled me. Immediately my firstborn entered the university, she Googled me and found me. And sent me a message, Mama, it's me. I'm now a big girl. Nobody can tell me not to talk to my mom. People see me laughing. People see me dressing well. People don't know what I've been through. People don't know what I've been through to get where I am today. So sometimes when people slander me, I look at them that they know nothing because they've never walked in my shoe. Nobody has felt the pain that I've felt. Nobody has gone through what I've been through. Nobody has been through the hurt I've been through and the deceit I've been through. But like Maya Angelou says, still I rise. So I'm going to leave the rest. I told Amina that it's been a while I spoke about this, and it brings tears to my eyes whenever I talk about it. I thought I've healed so much that I wouldn't cry anymore. But I didn't know that I was still going to cry. They're both sad and happy tears because alhamdulillah for where I am today. I can only thank Allah for saving my life and making me witness today, because I would have been dead. For someone who called my family and threatened my family that if Bashira should leave me, just say if Bashira cannot be with me, she can't be with any other person. Amina has not even heard this before. I just always tell her that I went through a lot. She never knew I went through this. She never knew I went at all, because I rarely share my story. But those who are close to me know my story. But when I saw that people are dying due to domestic violence, due to staying and being scared of their perpetrator, yes, it's okay to be scared of them. But you have to be wise and intelligent enough. You have to be wise and intelligent enough to plan your exit. My next younger sister is on this live with us. She's still my friend. We talk every day. She was one that keeps me abreast over my children. And she tells Osmola she's here. And she told, when she saw this post, she said she's going to join, sis. You know that I'm supporting you and for you. Because you're the most intelligent and wisest woman I've ever met in my life. She supported me. Even while I was there, she tells me, oh, they want to do this to you. Careful. I don't see her as my mate's cousin or my mate's sister. I see her as my own sister, because she took me as her own sister. She's a straightforward person. She doesn't do malice. She's not a person that does two sides at all. And everybody knew that she was for me. She didn't hide it. She told me today, sis, you know that I support you. If you want to tell your story, it's okay to tell your story. So there's someone on this live video that lived with me through all this hell, and that can contest the fact that I went through this hell. So there are people that are going to abuse you. But will you allow them to abuse you? You need to plan your exit. It's not easy to exit. And you have to pray to God that you don't die before you exit. While I was in secondary school, I had a friend. His name was Femi Taiwo. He used to tell me that he was the best student overall in the whole of Kwara State. And I used to ask him, because he tutors me, and I used to ask him now, what's the secret of your success? He said, read as if you don't know God and pray as if you don't know book. And I use it till now. I work as if I don't have God. I'm a workaholic. But people don't understand why I'm a workaholic. I'm a workaholic. I pay my fucking bills.
That's right.
I live in Abuja, and I'm not living in the outskirts. I'm living in town. I'm living in legislative quarters. I'm living in town. You know how much it takes to stay there. And I have 4 people. My staffs are living with me. All they keep their salary. I feed them. They don't spend their salary. With the salary, they'll still ask me, Aja, I want to recharge card. Aja, I want to buy drugs. It's not easy. But I'm trying to say that you can empower yourself and empower other people. It's the mindset. We need to change our mindset. And you need to know that people will talk. And you should not give a fuck what they say. When my mom saw that I wanted to talk about this story, my mom was like, you have brain reset. I always, because I can't remember a lot of things, but when they happen to me, I talk to my mom. So sometimes when I'm telling story, when my mom is there, my mom remembers more than me because I have a brain block. When you do something bad to me, I wipe it off my memory because I want to enter agenda. I don't want you to make me sin. Like the video I shared, someone will beat you and will still come and eat your food. And is not scared that you are going to poison him. You see that person has already made you fear them so much that they feel that there's nothing you can do. My ex-husband told anybody that she doesn't have the strength to leave me. Like, for real. It did him like film trick when I did. He did him like film trick when I did. He didn't expect it. So it's not all sad stories. But I want people to know that you can empower yourself. You are powerful. You are powerful.
Very.
You are powerful. Look into the mirror and tell yourself that. I will end it on that today. Thank you, Amina. I think we'll be able to reach more people as time goes on, but because we need to tell people the story. People need to know that, like my lawyer rightfully said, my lawyer said, please, you need to tell your story. People need to know that if they move out, nothing will happen.
Absolutely.
It threatened my life. I started changing from one city to the other. If anybody close to him asks me where I'm staying now, I will not tell them I'm living in Abuja. I'll tell them I'm living in Jos. Or I tell them I'm in Castina. Nobody that is close to him knows where I stay. Before they come and start using AI assassin to look for me. It was up to that point. Anytime I'm driving in lorry, I'm always looking at the rear mirror so that I'm sure that nobody is telling me. Because at a point he was telling me, he will be calling my elder sister that she's in Ojaoba now. She's buying hijab. She's buying pomo. She's buying this. He was telling me. And you already told my father that if Shebi I want to leave him, he was going to kill me. My family had to tell me to leave Ilori. I abandoned my things in Ilori and left. I had to tell my cousin to go and sell everything there. I abandoned my things in Ilori and I already paid a rent of 3 years. So it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy. There are times where you will drink only Gary, but yeah, it's better to drink Gary in peace. Drink your Gary in peace. Go and buy a akara, 20 naira, and drink it in peace. You will shine. Nobody will know.
Yes.
Nobody will know. And don't look like what you're going through. I never look like what I'm going through. Nobody that sees me in the next 30 minutes will know I just did a live session and cried.
Not even me.
I look like what I go through. I hold my shoulder high. I'm a princess. And I hold my head up high. And I move onto the next.
We do. Move.
Please. Drink your Gary in peace and be alive, oh. If it is a 15 naira and akara 20 naira, that you will eat. Buy pure water 5 naira and drink it in peace.
Absolutely.
And live and think of a way. Every woman is intelligent. Don't use your intelligence for malicious reasons. Don't use your intelligence in malicious way. You can do it.
Yes.
I promise you, and Allah will be with you, and you're going to succeed. Nobody should experience domestic violence, whether be it emotional, spiritual, or any kind of violence at all. Please, let's end it here so that I can go ahead, because
all right,
some people.
Thank you, my love. Like Basira said, she's my friend, she's my sister, she's my love. We're straight, but I love her so much. She's a princess, a true princess from Offa. We're from the same place. I am a princess too. But look at that. If somebody like this can go through abuse, so tell me what other people who don't even have any means are going through. So if you do have the power to talk, because sometimes people are not able to talk because maybe they don't have the influence to be able to talk. So I encourage women, men, and everyone to start speaking up. I have men who are my friends, who I'm close to, that are going through domestic violence. So it's not just about women. I've had people call me, people that have never called me in years. Oh, are you telling a story about you? It does not have to be about me. We need to start talking, and we need to start fixing things. We need to start nipping in the butt. So like Basira said, this could be a multiple times that we would do some episodes. I would keep you posted. And I know she cried today. I've never seen her cry. But today I'm telling you, it's okay to cry. For you, crying, it's not good, because you still have the Nigerian mentality of, oh, it's not okay. For me, it's okay to cry.
I don't cry a lot.
Clinically, it's okay to cry in America.
No, because I had to heal myself through depression.
Listen, and
I had to heal myself through depression. So I read that it's okay to cry.
Yes.
So sometimes you have a knot in your chest, and the only way to relieve that knot is to cry. Sometimes I cry for my business.
Good.
Like I'm so overwhelmed with stress.
True.
So many bills to be paid. Sometimes there was a day 5 million naira entered, and I disbursed everything, not to remain 1 naira. I just dropped my phone and started crying. Everybody was like, what is wrong with you? I said I needed to cry.
Yeah. It's a sign of strength. But we were brought up to think as Africans that is a sign of weakness. So for people to heal properly, I believe if it's coming, if you feel like crying, please do cry. Because when you keep it in, you're going to get sick. Depression is really bad and really terrible. And for those of you who are going through emotional abuse and thinking it's okay, it's not okay. It's just like slapping a child and telling the child to come back and love you. Kids do that. Kids will hug you back. But think about going through that every day. You're going to get sick. And for you, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, uncles, neighbors, pastors, imams, to name but a few, that are enabling the perpetrators, it's high time you stop. And everyone needs to start reporting those people to authority. Because we're being told, oh, karma, let's leave everything for karma. Trust me, I'm a person that believes in karma. But it depends on what the karma is about. When it has to do with abuse, you need to check yourself out, like Basira said. Because before you know it, you have intelligent women. All the abused women that I know, and even men, are highly intelligent people that have good jobs. But these sick people will start making you feel less of yourself. And you start thinking about yourself, and you're like, oh, what am I doing? Oh, I don't even know how to spell IS. I tell you, the moment you leave, you feel empowered. It might not be easy. And trust me, you will have a lot of negative people that will come up and mock you. And trust me, they're going through hell. But they would want you to feel bad because you left. Because they don't have the strength that you had. So I want to use this because I don't want to take your time, because Nigerian and other people are watching from all different parts of the world. It's late right now. I want to use this to encourage you that even if it's just water and a slice of bread that you have, use that for the moment. Pray. But while you're praying, don't just sit there. I have a lot of people asking for $2K, $100, $20. It's sad that it's okay, we'd love to help. But it's like helping somebody and then see that the person is not even helping themselves. So if I'm giving you ₦1, it's because I worked for it. And I want to see that you're working on it. I'm sorry if I'm hurting anyone's feelings. But if I'm giving you ₦1, I want you to turn that ₦1 into maybe 10 naira. And that means maybe if I'm giving you $1, turn it into something. Find something doing. A lot of people will look at me and say, oh, Amina, you were never, you were at Jebo going back in school. What happened? Now you're cooking, you're doing all this for people. And they're like shocked. Even my family are shocked that I cook for catering. Because 2009, I couldn't cook.
Someone just wrote that some people don't talk out because of stigmatization.
Yes, that is why. That is why we're here.
People will stigmatize you. Someone just posted on Twitter and that everybody's shouting that about Osinachi's dead. But it's the same people that are saying that they can't marry a single mom. The same people are saying that they can't marry divorcee. The same people are saying they can't marry a widower. And they're shouting about her not leaving her husband. Yeah, people are going to stigmatize you.
They will.
But let me tell you, you need to love yourself enough not to care. I believe in love. And I pray that I get a man that would love me.
I mean, see? There's still love out there.
I pray to get a man that will love me. Inshallah. But still, I would not hate myself to the point of making any man belittle me.
No, not even belittle.
I will not hate myself up to a point where any man will belittle me and make me feel less of myself. If you want to make me feel less of myself, please get out of the door. I pay my bills. What are you bringing to my life? You need to empower yourself. When you have your own work, no man can treat you anyhow. The man will even respect you. The man will respect you.
Can I chip into that? Can I chip into that?
Yes,
listen,
please.
It's not just about having a job, because there are powerful women who are judges, who are lawyers, who are, a chef like you and I, who are to name but a few that are going through this. So sometimes it's not about not having the resources too. Sometimes a man just wants to try to see if you have no boundaries. So you have to make that boundaries clear. And if that person is not respecting it, be ready to say, I'm ready to, check out. I would rather have you respect me than disrespect me. A lot of these men, the sad part is, these women going through this domestic violence are the ones feeding them. So at the end of the day, you look at yourself. It's what you made of him that makes you feel that he was something. But with time, you would realize that he was nothing, that how the hell did I even marry this person? How the hell, this person is not even my caliber. Like one of my friends would say, she would say, a lot of people in America or in abroad sometimes, is the situation that makes them marry who they marry. Because they should marry someone who is more than that. And then you look at yourself and you're like, I did the Iteriba. Iteriba in Yoruba, it's like you're respecting somebody. But trust me, I've seen men where it's when you start giving that Iteriba, the respect, that they start messing with you. They start taking advantage of you because they'll say, I've touched her mumu button. Sorry, there are some women that will take it.
She's in love.
She's in love. Konida full love. So
I love to buy.
I love to daru. I won't wear it. I know some people will say, oh, she's a hajia, she's fasting. We need to start facing things and saying things the way they are and nipping things in the bud. Okay? I do not want to come out here and preach something to you and then go back and do something different. So what I preach, I practice. I did not say that people should leave their husbands or leave your marriages. But at the same time, if things are toxic, please walk them out. And if you're not able to walk them out, leave. If you're not doing it for yourself, do it for those kids. I don't want any woman to swear for me.
As time goes on, especially the Muslim people, because according to Sharia law, you can't say you're not interested in the marriage again. But you can only say one thing. So those things that you will say, if you need the help, you need to consult on things, how you build your case, how you need to, because if you married under Islamic law, if it's only nikah you did not go to registry or something, you're bounded by the Islamic law. There are things that you need to say and you need to do. So as time goes on, you'll be able to consult with me, and Amina will be able to help you start over. We're ready. While we're doing this, we are ready here as a support group for you to start. Yes, for you to start over. 24
hours we'll be there.
24 hours we'll be here. Send us a message. We will not discuss your name.
Never.
It's going to be a confidential thing. But we are here to help you.
And it's worldwide. So it's not just America. It's everywhere.
We have a lot of people. We have people in London.
We have people everywhere.
We have people in America. We have people ready to help.
Yes.
So, please.
And trust me, I do have a Nigerian security authority here with us today. Yeah, who has been writing all through. Thank you so much, Mr. Tubosun. He's great. So if you do have any Nigerian things, he's been from the UK to Nigeria. So I have people everywhere. So let's all join hands. There are a lot of men on this platform today. I see Philip Aliyu. Thank you.
There are a lot of men that go through abuse.
I see Ridwan. Thank you.
There are a lot of men that they are being abused by their wives. We understand that we're not going to mention your name. We're going to tell you the way the men have to do this. There's a way. Everybody has a way. We are here to help you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So like she said, we have a lot of men too. But sometimes you might see me posting stories. Sometimes I see people asking me if it's my story. You guys need to wake up and stop thinking that, it's this stigma that makes people keep quiet. Because then when you post something, they're like, oh, she's talking about her life. Oh, is this what is happening? It is okay to post it. That's why this madness is going on. Because a lot of people sometimes don't even know what abuse is. Oh, he's not hitting me. He's just calling me a whore.
I see you, Mosumala. Thank you, darling.
He's just calling me a whore. He's just calling me a prostitute.
Mosumala was with me all through the abuse. She was one of my rocks. She was one of my support.
Thank you, Mosumala. God bless you.
She was there with me all through that year till she graduated the university. She was there with me. She was.
Giving you a video hug.
We're not related, but she treated me more like a sister. And
family is not just by blood.
I'm telling you, family is not by blood. Your blood will betray you.
Absolutely. So, I'm going to let a lot of people go now because I know it's late in Nigeria and all parts of the world. Yeah. Thank you so much, Basira, because you have really empowered a lot of women today. And you've empowered a lot of men too. Because men are going through this too, believe it or not. But they're being told, oh, they cannot talk because you're a man. No, you have rights too. And you need to start speaking up. Because sometimes a woman will manipulate you thinking, oh, I'm a woman, so I can run my mouth or I can say things and nobody's going to believe you. So men need to talk too. It's just sad that we have a lot of cases of women. That's why sometimes when we talk about women, men get upset. But like Basira said, we are open to listening to everyone. So make sure you send your stories to us. And I would update you guys very shortly or very soon when the next episode will be. And I'm just a DM away.
You can send me a message. If you send me a message, I'll share with Amina. If Amina sends, you send to Amina, she shares with me. So we can work together. We are here to help you, and we are here to advise you. Yes. I do business consulting a lot, so absolutely. I can help you.
We're both business majors too. See?
Yes, so
we went to school for different things, and we find ourselves here.
I want you to know something. You are powerful.
Very powerful. You never know how powerful you are.
You are beautiful.
Very
beautiful. No matter how you look, you're beautiful. You need to start doing self-acclamation every morning.
Yeah.
Self-love. Love
and
yourself.
And it's when you leave sometimes that you get yourself back. I've seen women that have left, and it's when they left that they really found what they were capable of doing. Because sometimes a man would want to pin you down into thinking you cannot even do it. Or he would tell other people that you're a dummy. And guess what? Once you are ready to leave, be ready for name calling. Because people will call you different kinds of things and lie about you. But you don't
have to.
Ashewo prostitute.
I'm a shower prostitute.
Be like this, like I don't care.
To my mom,
and keep working.
Is that my mom that I'm doing a shower in Abuja? They told my mom that I'm sleeping around with senators in Abuja and ministers. And my mom told them that my daughter just called me to borrow 200K now. If I was as she was sleeping with ministers and senators, she's supposed to have bought me a Range Rover by now.
Maybe the ministers deserve the puna.
Abby, they did not come back to my mom after that day.
Maybe they deserve it. If you feel you're a man and your woman, that all you have to do is bring her down by saying bad things about her because she left you.
A lot of people.
This is a word Americans use. They call you a pussy, and that's what you are.
I make my living because they only see me post pictures of myself. When I started posting my businesses, when I started posting like advertising that, if you want this thing I have, if you want that I have, if you want to do this, you want to buy land, buy house anywhere in Nigeria, anywhere in the world, I have partners in America.
Yes.
Please contact me.
We're here.
They were like, I thought she was a runs girl.
Yeah. That's the runs
people that are calling you a runs girl will still beg you for money.
Foolish people.
Actually, you want them to sleep with me. You want them to sleep with me. It's me they sleep with. It's you that will be giving money to. You're mad. They slept with me. I'm not giving money.
It's even a lot of crazy men that are out there now, like oles and fools, that see strong women and break them. There are women that have gone through a lot for men. And what would they pay them with? Betrayal. Why? Because they do want to make sure that they break you. A man that wants to break you will tell you, I have a right. You cannot tell me what am I doing with my phone. You cannot tell me what am I doing with this. Trust me, once you start seeing somebody deleting messages,
you can't allow yourself to be broken. One of my friends is here. Her name is Tokwe Oshodi. She said that every relationship now lasts. Our menstrual period lasts more than the relationship that is existing now. That women should stop deceiving them. She wrote it on the status. And that day, I was just rolling on the floor and laughing like.
When I say ole, I mean thieves are the ones out there now. Men are being lazy, waiting on women to work for them. And then the next thing they tell you Islamically, you're supposed to do this. Know your Islamic rights.
Men will not go for women that does not have anything. It's men that are gold diggers these days. It's these days that men are looking for women to take care of.
But if they don't say where they are digging it, if they don't say where they are digging the gold, it's because they find you too intelligent to know about their shit. When you're like, I found out about everything, they're like, are you a psychic? But when God knows that you come with clean hands, he always vindicates you.
Yeah.
So my dear, both men and women today, I tell you, when you're ready to leave that abusive place, Be ready to hear a lot of nonsense that you don't even know about yourself. But don't let nobody stop you. Get yourself busy. And I'll encourage you not to get into another relationship just to, heal. No, that mentality is nonsense.
No.
I'll tell you, empower yourself. If you're not able to, it's okay. There are sometimes that we're not able to just pick ourselves up right away. It's okay. You would find days where you cannot do anything.
It's not everybody that can be business entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
You can work.
My background in school is business administration and computer information system and management information system. But I found myself wanting more to help people. Why? Because that was all my mother taught me and my father, to help. My mother would feed everyone in that street. That everyone knew her by, oh, that's the lady that gives off food. They don't even know her name. So that's why a lot of times people look at me like, why is this one giving sadaka? That's how I grew up. So it's not like I'm doing it for sure.
My neighbors are tired. I don't think they are tired of me because they enjoy my food.
I know. We cook well. We have all chefs too, and we have other work. So
I think it's our upbringing. Upbringing. From where we come from.
Yes.
My mom is also everyone. It was when my dad died that we know that my dad was paying some people's school fees.
Yep.
It was when my father died, and my mom till now, if I buy her a bag of rice, I know that the rice will finish in 1 month because she will share it.
Of course. Which is good.
Which is good. So when people ask me like, why are you always giving? I said, I was brought up to give.
Givers never lack.
And givers never lack. There'll be times that I'll be like, hey, it remains 2,000. And a customer will just say, hey, please, I need you to come and cater for my friend's event. I want to use you to shine. It's not that person's event, though. That person wants to use me to shine.
Of course.
And give me job 200, 500, please bring food of this.
You see where God took her to? She is a celebrity chef now in Nigeria. If she had not left, she will be in that room, be like, sleep. Oh yeah, open your legs. Oh yeah, go there. And be doing like Dundee United. Listen, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't have iteriba. You shouldn't respect your man. I was brought up to respect a man. However,
be submissive.
I have seen a lot of men
not to be abused.
They abuse you when you do that.
Be submissive. Every good woman should be submissive.
Yes. Every good woman should be submissive.
Every good woman should be submissive. But respect is reciprocal.
And be submissive with your brain.
Love is respect.
Yes. Be submissive, but have your brain. Once it becomes toxic.
Submissive does not mean that submissiveness does not mean that you are mumu.
So you guys can hear.
Submissiveness means that you respect your partner.
Absolutely. And it's two ways.
Submissiveness means that you respect your partner, you care about your partner, whatever you're doing, you think about your partner because you're no more I, you're we.
It's we.
You're no more I, you're we.
Trust me.
Before you make decisions, you have to like, oh, my darling, I want to okay, or sometimes you do some things with for support, like, sweetheart, you know that job I told you I got a profit of 5 million, and instead of me to just keep the 5 million in the account and spend it, I decided to buy a property in the children's name. Did you hear me? I did not say you should buy the property in your husband's name or your wife's name.
Hey.
Buy the property in the children's name. If you don't have children yet, write Bashira Giwa and Mrs. Bashira Giwa and Mr.
Somebody wrote Lobato.
Be sensible.
Oh, goodness. You come into marriage, nobody thinks about divorce. And let me tell you something.
Being submissive is different for being a mumu.
I'm telling you. That's the only way.
Don't be a mumu. And
of course.
The property you had before you got married, keep it in your name. Because if anything happens to you, it belongs to your children. I live for my children. And I update everything about my children every year. I have my children on my life insurance. I think about my children, and I think about I can die anytime. I always think about death, but I think about my children. And I tell people that, okay, I'm taking care of you people now, but when I die, everything goes to my children. Because I have girls, and I don't want any man to treat them anyhow. When I die, my children should know that they are inheriting millions.
Absolutely. What you worked for. My
mom has worked and worked. My mom died. There's a girl that tweeted one day, my mom has died for the past 10 years, and I've been earning in millions every week. That is what I want for my children. I don't want to die now. I want to see my children's children. But whatever, as a woman, even if I told a rich man that told his wife not to work, I told him, even Allah says everything shall not be rosy forever. Something can happen. You might be tested. What is your backup plan? And I told the woman secretly, go and do e-commerce. He doesn't need to know. The money will be entering your accounts, and he doesn't need to know. You don't need to meet your buyer or seller. Do e-commerce business. Do you know that something happened to them? The husband got duped 500 million. Everything collapsed. And the wife already started business, and she was making millions without the man knowing. So the husband now called a meeting that they need to remove the children from expensive school because they won't be able to afford to pay the school fees. That he's thinking of selling the car. So it's one of their cars, so that it starts all over. The wife now told him he should. That she's been doing business secretly, and she has a savings of 100 million. That was what the man used to bounce back. That was what the man used to bounce back. And he told me, are you a witch? I'm not a witch. I'm just a very, very sensible person. And I'm a realist. And I always tell anybody that comes to meet me, please, that wants to meet me and where I want to marry, can you marry a workaholic? If you can't, go. I don't think about anything more than work. I have my reason. Because my work is what gives me joy. Men of nowadays, they will come and meet you and tell you they want to marry you. It's because they don't want to spend money. They'll come with relationship. Men that are serious, that sees that this woman is hardworking, will come and meet you that want to take care of you and take it
Holy.
Not with mouth. I want to marry. Any man that comes with you that want a relationship or comes with relationship, that man wants to ruin you. The man came so that making money, wants to eat out of money. So yara and sense.
Yara brain.
Yara. If we continue like this, we don't go finish.
We won't stop.
I won't go chop.
I know you have to eat. So let's end the episode today, and I'll be setting up the next episode very soon. But like, I want to end this today with, I believe with loyalty, and I believe in openness, and I believe that you can always have a property with your man. And I believe, I'm a believer that you do not have to maybe put things in the children's name. I've had things with, you know, a husband's name and all that. But everybody's way of life, you have to do what works for you.
Amina.
Yes.
I believe also I can buy him a gift. I can buy him an island if I have money.
But seriously, like, cut it out.
As a birthday gift, as a worker, like as a woman making money, I can buy a birthday gift of him. Okay, I bought a land for you in Banana Island, 1.2 billion. I have that money.
Yes.
I bought it.
Yes.
I've had experience.
Yes. I'm sorry. I know my brain needs to be reset. But we'll continue.
Buy for him as a gift. Think about your children. Make and marry more than one wife as Muslims. That is why a lot of women, when their husband is another wife,
not in my own dictionary. Sorry.
Auntie,
in dictionary, me sorry.
Then we have discussed this plenty times.
I know go here. I know they here. I'm a jealous woman, so I know what I can tolerate. I cannot. I'm sorry. Once you want to do me, bye. Bye. I want my peace. So I'll use that time to fly around the world. You know, I love to travel. You know, I love jewelry. So I'll concentrate on that and concentrate on myself. Peace out. I don't have time for me. Sorry.
If your husband wants to do it secretly, I'm not saying
do it secretly. A woman like me, God gives me Kiteni. I am blessed that Allah always shows me things. I might not see it, but I feel it. And once I find out you're finished, you're gone. Bye. That's who I am. I'm very soft, but people think I'm some kind of a tiger or lion. But the ones close to me, they know I'm very soft. But they know that I fight for people so badly. And sometimes they're like, you're out there fighting for people and people are messing with you and you're just looking. Sometimes you want God to do your own fight so you can have the strength to fight for other people. Okay? So let's leave this video here today. And I'll be telling you when we're having the next show coming up. But another thing that I want to say is your happiness matters if you're a guy or a woman. So don't stay there because you want to be happy, you know? Or you're already lonely in the marriage. So what else are you waiting for? And your kids are looking at it. I love to see men kiss their women in front of their children. And when I say this, I'm not saying that you should go and be doing first kiss. But you have to let kids emulate you to see that you guys are truly in love so that they would know how to treat their own partners. You don't want somebody getting married to your son or your daughter and swearing for you tomorrow. So let's all change the narrative. And you enablers, may God punish you.
Amina.
May God punish you. I use Ramadan to pray for you that whatever you are looking for, you'd never get. Whoever enables an abuser.
Leave them to Allah to judge them.
This is Allah. Allah says, ask and it shall be given. It's Ramadan time and I'm using my Enwashe to badua for you. Because if people are not enabling things, you won't give more work to authorities. The police are there working hard because of you guys. The social workers are there working hard, cracking their head. The investigators are there cracking their head. If we have enablers stop doing their madness and nip it in the butt, then the abusers will stop their toxic ways. But if you're giving the abusers power, then they continue. And you know what? Once they see that you start speaking or you start facing them, they find the next victim. Kiss them goodbye and say, kiss my ass. And don't be a woman that would say all men are the same, or a man that would say all women are the same. No. If you want to find love, there's still love out there. But what I advise you is never leave a relationship and jump into another one.
Yeah.
Men do that.
Well,
you leave the relationship, the next minute they're sleeping with the next victim. But I know a lot of strong women that have been without sex for 5 years. I can point them out and I can put my Quran on it and tell you that, yes. And they're not using no dildo or vibrator. So let me tell you this. Don't sit down there and make sex make you a slave. Sex is not food. So reset your brain. Sometimes you'll be horny, yes. Go get a shower and start doing something. And even if you cannot do something, there are times that you're not able to do anything. Listen to music. Islamically, some people say, oh, it's haram. Sorry. It's therapy for some people. Okay? So it's high time we as a community start facing things. And whoever comes for me, I'm ready. Because I'm out here, and Basira is out here to save lives. And that's our promise for the Ramadan.
I used to tell people.
And for those who are asking if it's my story, it's not my story. But if you want to call it my story, every woman's story is Her Excellency's story. Okay? So let's do it that way. I've not had, and those of you that always call people to check on them when it's only negative things that you hear, you better start calling them when they have positive things going. You see people on Facebook, they won't like anything. Let anything bad happen to you. That's why they'll start doing RIP. They'll start taking your pictures. They've never posted your picture. Then they'll start posting your picture and doing RIP. God will not let us be RIP for our enemy. And we would have to end it here. And I'll see you guys sometime soon. Thank you so much, Jazakallahu Khaira, for joining in. And we're so sorry about the technical difficulties. Things happened, but I know you guys were here. You are still here. You tolerated us. We appreciate you. May the Almighty God answer all our prayers. May we be guided and may we not go astray.
Amen.
And may everything continue to be well with us, and may we find strength. And may we be strength for each other.
Amen.
Family is not always by blood. Help your neighbors. Help anyone that you come around. Sometimes it might be that you only have that $1 that is remaining. Share. When you do that, sometimes things happen. God provides. God never let the givers lack. Thank you very much. And you guys have a wonderful day. And thank you for all of you that paid for your data to listen to us. We appreciate you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you. And we'll be posting the updates soon. Love you, Basira.